I was really sick, and I was going through it. And while I was sitting on the stretcher, I could only really think about that song. It's my favorite Chance song I've ever heard. It was originally supposed to be on Acid Rap, and then I believe Michael made its project, and I had heard it in the background when I had gotten sick. All I could think about and remember was Chance has this one part where he says, "Eyes glazed as a donut," and I was just like, man, I need this song. So I called Chance, and originally I called him to just ask him to send it to me so I could hear it. And he was like, yeah, you can have the song. And I was like, I can have that shit? And I wasn't going to go back to him and say anything else because it's my favorite Chance song. My grandmother came to Chicago to visit my mom. While she was here, she ended up getting, or while she was in Chicago, she ended up getting sick. And she never really repaired, and then she passed away. But I spent time with my granddad. I went to the hospital with him. I saw him going through all this stuff, but I realized it was like the first time I had seen a man who loved his wife so much and it hurt him so much. That's what the verse is like really reflecting. So I wrote it from his perspective of my grandma passing away. Smoke till we grown-ups, till coffee and donuts, newspapers pill popping to grasp on the moments, and save our personas as doctors persuade you stronger till you think that you living longer. When you get sick, you know what I'm saying, you taking all of these pills and all this medication when you get older, and you just keep taking them until your doctors tell you, yo, you good, or like you're doing better, and they're really like persuading you that like you're becoming a stronger person. My ace in the hole, watch how I wish that these 18-year-old games was longer till I wish that I had took honors, gone to med school so I could solve your problems. Like the person that you love, you want to be able to help them out as much as you can. And I think that when you get to that point, like I saw my granddad, there was really like nothing that he could do, you know what I'm saying? But I could tell it was to the point that he definitely wishes that he could have gone to med school. I'm further from heaven. I'm peeping your leverage. Been suggested by Reverend. I should count my blessings. The pressure of precious depression. Picasso at best with no sketches, but architects, narcissist stretcher. Adonis blind bias projections. Ashamed to rejection and love of reflections. Perceptions for humans. Anonymous efforts. Now I'm talking about God, right? So Picasso, obviously, the famous artist. God is the best with no work, but he still architects narcissist stretcher. You also know what a narcissist is, but it was like a similar story to like Adonis, which is somebody that was just like very overly blind by their perception, but just the idea that perfect with no practice, and it doesn't matter. God still designs no matter who dies. Their stretcher, you know what I'm saying? Discretion with all of his exes. They all off my checklist. I fucked them, then hated their presence. They judge off a daily appearance. The children inherit from parents. Cannot buy beauty on clearance. This rollie just shows that I hear it. I'm cold as a spirit, looking for warmth as a soul with endearment. I talk to my brother a lot about wearing jewelry. I wear a little bit of jewelry and shit. But there's a lot of people that wear jewelry, and I believe they wear jewelry because they think that it gives them a sense of more strength. I think especially as, just being black and, being from a neighborhood that I'm from. This is actually my grandma's bracelet that she gave me. I always wear it. Until I found you like I stole from existence. Death will find his feet can't hold on to interest. We just wasting time to mention it's senseless. Feet above the ground we fall from long distance. Take secrets to the grave but all want repentance. And looking at you I could tell you feel different. Eyes glazed as a donut. Thinking about childhood and high school and switching your moments as life was your coma. This a movie they ain't in to keep going. And this the trailer but right after the showing. The preview of your previous favorite moments. That's my granddad watching my grandmother on her deathbed and seeing her teary eyes and realizing that she's rethinking about all of life right now because in a couple of minutes it's going to be gone. Such a mess that I just can't be the donor. Losing touch but I ain't lost in the moment. See, these are times that I just wish you'd keep going. Stands it so long I could stand in a moment. Pride is so strong I can't phantom condolence. And that whole those whole ending lines are all him wishing that he's dragging on because he wants time to keep going. And that's why he says the stanzas, like the stanzas of the verse, are so long that he could stand in the moment. You used to hold me down and now was my lonesome. And now I call your phone for voicemail recording to preview what my previous favorite woman. I've had friends that pass away and, time by time I call their voicemails just to hear their voice. I never will grow up, hold you down, hug your back, tell your soul just ain't performing. And I'm sure he heard it. I don't think he knows that it's about him. My mom does. He knows now, right? Yeah, my mom loves this verse, though.